Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we want to give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, SHAQADAN. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, scattered abroad, pushing this truth and sincerity. You know, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh, SHAQADAN. That's the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of the Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit, bless you. You sequanium, wa'akim, wa'aguaf, you elders, you brothers, you sisters, the whole full elect. Is out there laboring, keeping the commandments to the best of your ability, giving diligence to make your calling and election sure. And of course, you keeping faith, right, in the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His beloved Son, our Lord and our Savior and our King, Yahweh Shai Mashiach. In these last days, in these perilous times that we are living in. We know 2023 gonna be a year, man. Right? So much happening around the world right now. You got Elon Musk saying 6 months from now, was he made that statement November 30th, leading, you know, and the day right there, December 1st. So he said 6 months from now on November 30th, which guess what 6 months from November 30th is? May 1st. That's May Day. That's May 1st, 1776, the funding of the Illuminati, when one of the Rothschilds commissioned Adam Weishaupt to start the Illuminati, a secret society. All right, 6 months from now is May Day. You see that? So everything they do is all, you know, left-hand numerology, witchcraft, sorcery. All right, so we understand, and also the vibration of 6. That's why he pushed it back from October to November to get that vibration of 6 up in there. So they get ready to put brain CHIPs, right, in people's heads, right? Left and miracle. They said those that was born blind, okay, will be able to see again. Whole type of shit, man. Okay, but guess what? The elect will get the victory over this beast, over his image, over his mark. You see? So these devils, man, they got a lot of things planned, a lot of things coming. You know, but the Lord will look out for his elect in these last days, no matter what we face with. As a matter of fact, let's start with 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 57. Okay? And it's not only that, inflation, right? Famine, more pestilence is about to come. A lot of brothers watched that documentary series, I'm gonna say it in reverse, Suddenly Died. Okay, just reverse those 2 words and type it in a Rumble and check that out. A lot of those that took Vanessa, that said Vanessa, your ass got burned. Okay? A lot of people, a lot of them dropped dead suddenly. Okay, and a lot of them that didn't, you know, drop dead suddenly. All right, what happened? That the blood clots in their system grew and grew. All right, now that they swelled up on the side, they took the shot. You know, I shouldn't have even said shot. But in any event, this devil had to come down with great wrath upon the world. You know, mainly the elect. That's in the book of Revelation, 12th chapter, verse 17. All right, the dragon was wroth with the woman. Who's the dragon? The Roman Empire being revised, NATO EU, the beast system set up today, was wrong with the woman. Who's the woman? Israel, right? But it said it went to make war with the remnant of her seed, man. Who's that? The elect. And that's why a lot of things going on with Kyrie, Kanye, you know, that's the main 2, you know, basketball. You know, they know Jake watch basketball and Jake listen to rap. Okay, Kanye, he's the superstar in this world. Kyrie's up there as well in basketball. Everyone like Kyrie, man, his basketball skills, his handles, right? So they're using them to, you know what I'm saying, and to demonize his truth. Anti this, anti that. You see that? But in the event, the truth say what? You can't do nothing against you but for the truth. Right. So it don't matter. All right? Because we know they're going to come down to the for the source soon. Who's the source? The prophets. Starting with the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down to all the brothers that fall under the umbrella of Great Millstone. Okay? And other brothers out there teaching in different camps. They teach the truth that we're Israel. You know, they may go for some things. You know, but a lot of them are sincere. But a lot of the heads are not. Okay, and that's being found out too, man. A lot of y'all clout chasers, all right? A lot of y'all hate the Apostle Paul. A lot of y'all zealots, carnal, all right? Just wicked, all right? You had the the elder Kazaki Allah out of Mississippi. You know, he was just passing by the IUIC, you know, and they was out there in Mississippi teaching hella deep, forcing it upon the people. And he was just passing by. And he said he was agreeing with most of the thing that Jake was saying, man. Like, he was, you know, teaching. He was agreeing, and I don't know how, you know, how they knew that the elder was in Great Millstone or whatever case may be, but he started just false accusing him, man. Oh, this man condones rape.
They still on that rape shit?
At the end of the day, bro. Bishop McDaniel, on down to the, you know, or anyone in IOIC, break down Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter for the elect, okay? Not for the entire nation, because not the entire nation not gonna make it. Break it down for the elect. Only elect will understand. Break it down. What is that going into? Okay? Because you're all about the law, the law, the law. That's in the law. Okay? So we don't, man, that's how you know. And then watching that video that Elder Kazaki Allah did, right? It made me meditate upon who the true prophets are.
Right.
Okay? They're hated. The scripture say what? Those that false. You can get that. You got precept?
I was gonna grab watch him that way.
Bring it out. We just roll through the spirit. Okay? Because that makes no sense. How you gonna say this man condones rape? Guess what? The Most High. It's in the scriptures. If it's like it got a little cold, you know what I'm saying? But in any event, we're still out here doing this work. But when you read Deuteronomy 22nd chapter, right, it goes into that, man. It goes into if a man take, because word rape means to take, or to lay hold on, okay? When they think about that, they think about what Esau did to us during slavery, okay? It is what happens in, you know, with Ted Bundy, just all in women and shit like that, okay? But it doesn't mean to take, all right? So you humble that woman by doing that, all right? So say if you grab a woman like that, right? Back in the ancient world, because today you do that, you're going to jail, all right? Back in the ancient world, what will happen, we had a law if that happened. If a man sees a woman, he goes, he want that, you know, he want to get with that, you know what I'm saying? He do his thing, whatever it can be. If she do not cry out, and she has a husband, she getting put to death, and that man getting put to death, okay? But if she cries out, hey, stop, I have a husband, what are you doing, Oh, like Susanna did, okay? Read the book of history. Susanna, she cried out, man, because she understood. She was like in a ultimatum. She's like, damn, what should I do in this situation right here? If they said they're gonna say this, and the third about me, we may have to get that whole account, man. That's a beautiful account, man. The Lord raised up the young Daniel, but it ain't even right quick. Now, if she cries out, that man will get put to death. Okay, now and that's if she has a husband though, right? So if she cry out, she has a husband, that man get put to death. If she don't cry out, and she does have a husband, both of them get put to death. Now, if she doesn't have a husband or betrothed to any man, that man has to pay the father, I believe, what, 30 shekels of silver?
Something
right?
like that, yeah.
I believe it's 30 shekels of silver, con. Or it could be 50, all right? I'll look it up just to get, you know, the full thing. We can bring in a precept we got right now.
Con. This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 33. Why trimmest thou way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. Right? So why are you trimming the scriptures and you making it politically correct for the masses, to please the ears of the masses? Okay? The Most High never commanded you to do that. You're supposed to bring out this truth unfiltered and unadulterated.
Raw and uncut.
Raw and uncut. Okay. All right? So rape is in the scriptures. All right? And like the brother just said, it just means to take hold of a woman. All right? The scriptures cover everything. It happens, so it has to be in the scriptures. All right? And what happened and that's actually in our history. What happened to the Benjamites? What happened to the Benjamites when they ravaged that Eve and they went to war with the whole Israel? They was almost exterminated, and what they had to do to repopulate their tribe, they had to take hold on a whole bunch of Eves. So what happened in our history, so therefore it has to be a part of the law, and it covers it. All right, and we break it down the way it need to be broken down. But IUIC, when you over here false accusing, all right, and you slandering brothers' names, you're doing it because you're trimming your ways, and you're doing it because you want to be politically correct.
That's right.
in the ears of the masses.
That's right. Like, they'll never break that down and say what brother just said through the spirit in front of a crowd full of women. They'll be afraid, okay? They're gonna be, damn, you know? As a matter of fact, Isaiah 58, in verse 1, okay? Yeah, if you got more than that, you bring it up.
I was just checking.
So, it's a lot here. And this is what we're gonna say right here through the spirit on that topic, right? We know a lot of y'all women out there, even men, children, may hear that and get offended. Why is that even in the Bible? You know what I'm saying? It's a law, and if that was to occur, what do you do if that occurred?
Right.
Okay, that's all it is. It's a law, and if that occurred, what do you do in that situation? Now, like I was bringing out, I looked it up. If a man sleeps with a woman, well, rapes, okay, take hold, grab that, get that, humble her, okay, and she's not married or betrothed to any man, he has to pay the father 50 shekels of silver. He can never put that woman away in his life. Okay? He's stuck with that. You see that? See, that's another thing too, back in the ancient world, and it's still to this day, but right now it's decided to promote it or push it. Women are property to their fathers than their husband, or possession.
Right.
Scripture literally say, he that getteth a wife getteth a possession. Right. Okay? So that's why you go from every woman out there got a last name of a man, whether they father or their husband. Simple. Okay? So you go from your father to that man. So the father, he may not be down with that. He may get mad, like, dang, you grab my daughter. I was planning to, give her to this man that's wealthy, that's a righteous, righteous man in the Lord, and you sit there and grab the up, man. Fuck, man. You gotta pay that 50 shekels, man. If not, that's against the law if you don't pay them 50 shekels. Okay, you got it. Bring it up.
What you wanted? Isaiah
58 and 1 right quick. Then you can bring out your precept breakdown.
Come on. Isaiah chapter 58 verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
So spare not. We're not sparing your feelings. We don't care how you feel.
Right.
It's about how the Heavenly Father feels in His Word. It's not written that the Heavenly Father is only begotten Son Yahweh shall come in a volume of the book. So Scripture say what? Apostle Paul said it. I have not shunned to declare to you all the counsel of the Heavenly Father, all the gospel, man, 100% truth. So for you AHLAYAH guys that are trying to slander the elders, Kazaki Allah, break down Deuteronomy 22nd chapter, okay, for the hopeful elect out there. Break it down. What is it going into? All right? Do that chapter even exist to you guys?
That's the chapter going into taking hold on the woman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what they break down. They butchered it. They basically saying that the only reason the guy's getting put to death is because he got caught. That's what that was their breakdown. The difference when it says betrothed and not betrothed, they saying it's only because he got caught, and that's why he's getting put to death. They butchered it insanely. It's insane. But let me bring this out.
No, bring it up. You got it.
Acts chapter 20 and verse 26. Wherefore I take you to record this day that I am pure from the blood of all men. So the Apostle Paul was pure from the blood. What? He washed the blood off his hands. Why? We're going to see. Verse 27. For I have not shunned to declare unto you or the counsel of the Most High. So how do you cleanse the blood off your hands? How do you truly cleanse the blood off your hands while preaching to Israel? It's not declaring nothing. We're not shunning nothing to the Israelites. Okay, you have to give the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Right.
All right, and that's what they say in Esau's courts.
Yeah. Nothing but the truth, all the truth. I shall help you God.
Exactly. Yeah, something like that. So how much more in the Heavenly Father's counsel? How much more in the Heavenly Father's work, His business? Why would you not want to declare the whole truth? All right. So that's what we do.
All right.
That's what I don't know.
See, so that brothers mentioned that briefly because I was watching that other video and I was like, AHLAYAH is wicked, man.
Yeah, that's wicked.
Okay, that's wicked as all hell, man. How dare you slander His name? I thought y'all was men of the Lord, teachers of the law. All right. Lord said, "Thou shalt not bear false witness." That's in the first 10 commandments listed, man.
And they was doing that for a decade now, almost a decade, more than a decade. Because I remember watching a video of them doing the same thing, bear false witness and slandering brothers' names, calling them rapists, 10, 12, 13 years ago on YouTube. So that's why I'm hearing this shit. They still doing that? Y'all still butchering that breakdown? It's impeccable.
And then when y'all, the fact that y'all doing that, y'all lying, y'all bearing false witness, and two, brothers got daughters, man. Okay? Brothers got, female family members, man. All right? Mothers, sisters, young sisters, nieces, all these things, man. Young little cousins. Okay? And if any brother was doing that act, wouldn't they be in jail or be a registered sex offender?
Right. Esau can't wait to snatch us off the streets. He would have put us under the jail. Amalek and Esau would have put us under the jail if they would have caught us doing that. Or if they would have caught us doing that in mass numbers.
It's like, that precept where it says, give anything to the gospel, be not, give any offense.
Don't give any offense don't do anything to offend the gospel?
Yeah.
I think that's in Timothy. One of the Timothys, I believe. I'm not sure.
I be typing it right in my Bible app. It always pops up.
Oh, I just do it on Google because Google is popping up.
Yep, it does.
And that's how you know we got this truth, man. You got the Edomites walking past, giving us that disdainful look, that hateful look, like they hate us, like they hate our guts. But that's how you know you got the truth. Because according to the scriptures, the real men of the Lord will be hated. They will be reviled. All right?
right?
They will be persecuted for this thing.
Oh, that's precept right quick. It's not good. 2 Corinthians 6 verse 3. Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed. So you gotta have the ministry on your mind. Okay?
Right.
Also, Romans 13 chapter says be subject to the higher powers. All right. Right now, it's Esau's kingdom, his rulership. All right. So there's certain things in his law that if you do that, and it may be lawful for us, but it's unlawful here. All right. So you can't do that. See that? And in any event, brothers broke that down a couple of times.
Right.
You're just emotional and hurt. These IUIC guys. And a lot of y'all not men of the Lord, man. Point blank. We got some sincere in there, and the Lord gonna remove them. All right, you got percent?
No.
Now, look at 1 Corinthians 15 and 57. Now we're gonna go back. I want to mention that right quick through the Spirit because that was the Spirit of the Lord. That mean bring that out right quick, man. Because you got the elder AHLAYAH that you were passing by, and he was agreeing with what they were saying, and then they started standing in his name, man. All right, so it's a lot of the leadership and a lot of these other camps that is totally off, man. Totally off, man. It starts with the leadership. All right. So we gonna get the victory at the end of the day. The elect will get the victory at the end of the day. All right. We don't have to justify ourselves. You seen the elder AHLAYAH, he wasn't sitting there screaming, "No, I'm not. Listen, bro, I'm not. I promise you, I'm not." He don't gotta do all of that, man. The Lord gonna justify him at the end of the day. Okay. Why? Because he's doing the work of Yahweh Shem Shai and true sincerity. All right, breaking out the gospel out on side. He continues, man. All of us continue. All right. So this is the time that we in right now. Bring that out.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 15. You want verse 57?
57.
In verse 57. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
So the Heavenly Father Yahweh gives us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, man. So we have the victory already. You get Revelation, the 3rd chapter, verse 11. Okay. You got any questions?
Oh, this is
okay. All right. Keep bringing it up.
This is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take that crown.
So this right in red. So who's speaking? Our Lord Yahweh Shai, who the word ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Okay? He said, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast that thou hast. What do we have? We have the truth, the gospel, the good news, man. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's within us. Right? So hold fast what you have, though no man can take your crown. Meaning what he let us know that you have the crown, man. You have the victory. Right? You just got to endure. Don't let no one take it away from you, man. Because that's what Satan going to try to do. People in the world going to try to do because the left his spirits to honor him. All right? Scriptures going to, blessed the man whose conscience not condemned him. You see that? You got it? Represent?
Yeah, I got precept.
Bring it up.
The 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed.
That's everyone that's going to make it. You bring it down.
No, you got it.
Okay, go on. Those that got faith and works, that believe, man. Okay, that's how you show your faith is by your works. Keeping the commandments to the best of your ability, of course. Because we understand that we're not going to make it based on the law alone. Okay? But you keep the law to the best of your ability because you fear the Lord. All right? But you got to have faith in the Heavenly Father through His Son, Yahweh Shai.
Right.
All right? That's how we're going to make it. That's when we justify, man.
Right.
All right? Not by our own works,
Right.
You got it.
It's your faith that gives you that motivation, that inspiration to do works.
Right.
It's through your faith is how you want to preach and how you want to do videos, okay, and present your body as a living sacrifice and praying. That's all through your faith, right? But verse 8, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 8, it says, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning.
From the beginning, meaning it was ordained already. So it was already ordained for us to win.
Right. Okay,
so the fact that you got called to this faith, to this truth, knowing who you are in these last days as Israelites, God's chosen people, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and you know this, and you believe it, and you're actually trying your best to serve the Creator and His Son, you have a chance to be part of that number, man, because it's been ordained. We're living in a movie. Okay, the Most High said, well, He declared the end from the beginning. But you about to grab that?
Oh, nah, I got something else, yeah.
Okay, so the Lord already declared the end from the beginning. So we're in the Most High's movie, it's already ordained. So St. John the Revelator, when he's writing these different prophecies down, Daniel, all these prophets writing the prophecies down, they saw the victory. Ezra, he saw brothers getting crowned. I mean, it already took place in another dimension, but we're playing it out right now. So it's going to take place in our lifetime, man. And Lord willing, we're part of that number. That's why y'all doing this work. Okay, you got percent?
Yeah, I got percent.
Bring it out.
This is Ephesians chapter 1 and verse 5. Having predestinated us unto the adoption of the children by Yahweh Shai HaMashiach to Himself, according to the good pleasure of His will.
Predestinated. okay, according to the pleasure of his will. This is the will of the Father, man.
Right.
So it's nothing that we did. We ain't nothing special, man. The Lord just chose us, called us, I'd rather say, because we didn't get beamed up yet and delivered, Lord willing. You know, so you say what many are called, but few are chosen.
Right.
Who's that few? The elect. Because a lot of people gonna hear this, get that scripture, the parable, when it goes to the kingdom of heaven as a treasure, not a treasure, a net cast to the sea. I believe it's in Matthew.
All right.
You know, I'll type it in right quick.
Huh? Yeah, YouTube,
Yeah, we got YouTube channel, yeah. I'll find it for you, right? Matthew chapter 13.
Matthew chapter 13.
Yep, 13. You can start at verse let's see, 47.
47? All right. This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered.
Slaki, and that's spiritual. That's why you got something called the internet. Okay, inter means in the terrain, the field, the world, net. Okay, so that's what the brothers asked. We got a YouTube channel. We going to the channel right now? Okay, I'll give you the channel. I'll type it in for you right now. I'm gonna give you the main channel. Then you go to the section, the community section on the other channels and shows. Alright, so this right here, the main channel. But I'll go to channels. So my channel's right here. It's like right there. All our channels, you know. Verification. Any questions you got, you know, you ask in the comment section. Any questions you got right now, you can break it down through the spirit, you know, if you got time, you know. But if you got any questions, let us know. No problem. But
I'll read that again.
oh yeah, read it again. Get the water. Oh, you got it.
What translation? That's the Bible, right?
Yeah, the King James
King
version.
James version.
King James version?
1611.
Yeah.
King James version. It has the Apocrypha in it.
Yeah,
The Apocrypha?
Yeah, it's the 1611 version.
Yeah.
The Apocrypha was inside the Bible longer than it has been taken out of the Bible.
That's right. Yeah. Con. It's the Roman Catholics took it out. You know, mainly because of the stuff.
Nah, Sluggy, I believe the Roman Catholics had it in. I believe it was the British Empire that took it out. Sluggy.
Bro, no, you got it. No, that's information right there. That's edification right there. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
See, so they removed it. So the original King James version got all 80 books.
Right.
They ended up removing it. Okay, you can read that.
All right. So this is St. Matthew chapter 13 in verse 47. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net
A net cast where?
cast into the sea.
Into the sea.
Later. And gathered of every kind.
It gathered every kind. So this truth is in the internet and it's gathering every kind. That's why right now you see it going what? Worldwide. And it's gathering every kind. Okay, read on.
It says, which when it was full, they drew to shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels,
The good into vessels was all the elect, yeah.
but cast the bad away.
Cast the bad away. So this truth, like I remember the elder bro, I'm going into this, right? Internet, into terrain, field, the world, net, right? Which a net catches you. Okay, that's what our Lord said, what? Go to the highways and hedges and compel them to come in. All right? So we out here to compel the elect. We're fishing for the elect. Get that right quick if you got none.
I'm looking for in the book shall be opened before the firmament.
I'll type that in. But,
I know it's in the Apocrypha somewhere. I just it's a lot here. But what you wanted though, I'll grab it right now.
what did I just want? Wow, it just slipped my mind.
Damn, it's a lot here.
This week guy's flesh, man. We gotta get out of here, man.
Right.
Okay? Came my memory all fucked up, coughing and shit. Cast to the net, good and bad. Oh, Jeremiah 16 and 16.
All right.
The water.
16 and 16.
Yep. Hey, quote what you wanted to get?
The book shall be opened before the firmament. KJV. Google it.
I got it. 2nd 6 and 20.
That's what it is.
Yep. Read that right quick, then.
Got you. This is Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 16. Behold, I will send many for many fishers, saith Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they shall fish them.
And was it not written, matter of fact, right quick, quote that and get, let me see, where you at? get Matthew 4 and verse 19 right briefly. Then we're going to go back to that. Then we'll get your point in 2 Thessalonians 6:20. Break that down through the Spirit. See, brothers is flowing, man. Okay? This is the will of the Father. 4 and 19. He could have been Jake. I don't know.
He had the sword with him.
Yeah, he had the sword on him.
I thought he was gonna. No, I mean, I thought he was gonna try to battle.
Oh yeah,
But I guess not.
Nah,
But you said Matthew 4:19.
Yeah, 4:19.
You say Matthew chapter 4 verse 19, and he saith unto them,
Who's he? Yahweh Shai. He's saying to Andrew and Peter, yeah.
"Follow, and I will make you fishers of men."
He said, "Follow me. I'm gonna make you fishers of men." That's Jeremiah 16 right quick.
Come on. Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers.
Who's the many fishers? The elect, the prophets. Okay, those that's on the highways and hedges, compelling them to come in, yeah.
Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and they shall fish them.
And they shall fish them. Who we fish for? The elect. That's why we cast a net and we put the good into vessels, casting the bad away. Which the Lord is doing that. The angels are doing that because they record about everything. Okay, so Yahweh Shem Yahushai, those that's the bad. So a lot of people come into this thing for the wrong reasons. Oh, I can make money with this, man. You know, a lot of brothers sincere. You know, just
right.
Just how that brotherly love. I'm gonna use that to my advantage. And, get money from them. Okay, a lot of brothers come into this thing for fame. Okay, I want to make a name for myself. You know, I want to be the Malcolm X of Israel. You know what I'm saying? You're going off. All right, you're going off, man. You gotta be in sincere, and the Lord knows if you're sincere or not. At the end of the day, okay, the Heavenly Father knows all things. You can't hide from the Lord. That's Jeremiah 23 verse 23. Okay, but we only fishing for the elect. We're not fishing for everybody, man, because the bad will be cast away like we just read. All right, so that's why the brother could have been a Jake, whatever the case may be. Too good luck at him. But in any event, he asked about the channel because at the end of the day, that's the main way to the word is going out is by the YouTube, Daily Motion, Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble, the internet, Facebook, Instagram, or it's over the internet. All right, that's what the Lord had the internet created. That's what when the elite said it, they mad as fuck. They even created the internet, man, because this truth is spreading on the internet. So that's what we fishing. All right, we fishing. We trying to reel the elect in, but we may fish and something bite. You know what I'm saying? So you bit into the truth. I'm an Israelite. The next thing you get offended at Deuteronomy 22nd chapter, the rape, the so-called great doctrine. You get offended. Next you know, you trying to reel you in. The next you know, we see is no fish on the hook. You fell back into the ocean. Okay, you fell back into the world, man. You guys want to get offended about these things. You cannot get offended in that way. Scripture say what? Bless he that's not offended in me.
Right.
These are the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, what you getting offended for. All right, and to be ready, we got the victory already, man. We just got to keep enduring no matter what. With Facebook, you got it, King.
Yep. So I'm gonna finish this off. Jeremiah 16 and 16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, save Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and they shall fish them. And after I will send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks.
So the Lord sent for the fishers. They ain't gonna change them to hunters, and the hunters also going to angels as well. Okay, they gonna come back with Yahweh Shai, our Lord and our Savior, man. All right, but the Lord gonna change the fishers into hunters, and the hunters are gonna what? Hunt them from every mountain, governments, and from every hill, lesser governments, man. The Lord said He gonna make His men battle axe weapons of war. All right, so the men you see out there fishing, they gonna be hunting, man, soon. All right, why? Because Isaiah 59 verse 19 it says what? When enemies are coming like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai should lift up a standard against him. And the brother broke that down beautifully in the lesson he did going into that, man. The spiritual powers, man. What's the word for spirit? Racha. One of the definitions was imparting warlike energy and administrative power. That's coming to the elect men, the fishers, man. Okay? That's going to become hunters. So we got nothing to worry about, man. Everything's written in the Holy Scriptures is going to come to pass. Thus save Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So all we got to do is endure through the hour of temptation or all breaking loose. We're going to lose things, but like our Lord, because the apostles asked our Lord, what are we going to see from forsaking everything and serving you? So you going to get 100-fold, bro. Little bro, you going to get 100-fold. That's what he said. Okay? Because he's our big brother. He's our king, our Lord. He said, listen, I got y'all. What I'm going to get, y'all going to get, man. He said, listen, my burden is light. My yoke was easy. And he went through pure hell, man. And that's how you know. That's Jake. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shai wasn't no fucking Edomite, white boy. These dudes can't even take pain. They can't go through that, man. You see that? But they're going to have to in the kingdom. All right? Allah Yahweh Shai and the Most High Yahweh is the ultimate Jakes, man. All right? So that's what we, man, listen, when I get you, I got you, man. You're going to get. That's what the Lord Yahweh Shai said. So we're going to keep, serving our Lord Yahweh Shai, man. All right? and serving the brother like treating the brother and serving him like we serve our Lord. Okay. You get that second 6:20 right?
Oh, 16 and 20, right?
6 and 20.
Oh, 6 and 20.
No,
Slack
6 and 20. Slack it, keep coughing.
Oh, it's all good. The second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I shew these tokens. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. Yeah. So when the word begins to vanish away, meaning what? When the word begins to usher in the end of an age, all right, the end of the Edomites ruling upon this world. Okay, so when that was beginning to happen, then what? The books were going to be open before the firmament, all right. And how is that happening? Through the internet, through the World Wide Web. Okay, which is why we could simultaneously connect with brothers that's across the world. Okay, and which is why this word was pushed so fast the way it was throughout the whole world. All right, and which is why we got camps all throughout the world, because the books were open throughout the firmament. Okay. All right, and it says then will I shew these tokens. Token mean a sign, right?
The signs.
Yeah. So the fact that we got this truth, and then now it's upon the whole world. Okay, through way of the firmament, we know that that's a sign of what? The end. Okay, the fact that we got the truth behind the scriptures and that we got camps and brothers all throughout the world is a sign that we're at the end of an age. All right?
Like the curse is a part of for a sign. All right? So all these prophecies coming to pass is a sign. Everything happening is a sign, man.
Right.
We know who we are. The fact that these brothers, like us being out here right now teaching this gospel is a sign that your kingdom is done, Esau.
Right.
Okay, we know who we are. All right, and we believe it. And we know. If we're not Israelites, then what are we, man? If we're not Israelites, then the whole world is fucked. Okay, the whole world is done. Okay, this world going down the path of darkness. But the Lord raised up his men, tabernacle of David, man. All right, when you see brothers, you see the kingdom. All right, when you see the elders, apostles, brothers, all over the world pushing this word, you see the kingdom of heaven, man, being established right before your very eyes, man. Right after this is what? Deliverance. Okay? Deliverance. So the Lord gave us a victory, man. All we gotta do is endure. That's it. Okay? So, a lot of brothers already kept the feast dedication. Some brothers, keeping it. We, rehearse righteous acts. Right? That's where we get the word Hanukkah. There's Hanukkah, which means dedication. Alright? And I meditate upon that through the Spirit because the Lord gave us countless victories and throughout battles that we had during the Seleucid Empire, during the Roman Empire. We go further back, all throughout history, during the Persian Mede Empire, against wicked ass Haman. That's why we got the Feast of Purim, right? The Lord raised up Mordecai. He set Esther up as the queen in Persia, in the Persian Empire. Okay, she married to Xerxes. You see that? The Lord had all of that lined up to deliver us, man. All right, and they had in that kingdom they had a little mercy upon us. Let us rebuild the temple. All right, because remember it was sacked by the Babylonians, so we had mercy to rebuild it. You see that? Then what happened? Once the Greeks rolled up in there, right? Started Alexander the Freak. They took it down. Right? They sacked it. Harlots, sacrificing swine, all type of abomination they was doing, man, upon the altars, man. All right, and the Lord raised up Mattathias and his sons. Once Mattathias died, he left a vengeance like unto himself, man. Judas Maccabeus, Eleazar, Johanan, okay, Simon, Jonathan. The Lord raised them men up. Starting with Judas Maccabeus, man. And we got victory during that time. And guess what? It's going to happen again today. Because guess what? Esau, Edom, these are the Edomites back. Greeks were Edomites. Alexander the Freak going down to his 4 generals, like Lacemeus, Cassander, Ptolemy, and Seleucia. They always Edomites. All right? Idumeans, and they knew that. All right, Macedonians, and Haman was a Macedonian as well. What he tried to do, Alexander the Great actually fulfilled it. He tried to translate the kingdom from the Persians to the Macedonians. And guess what? Haman go back to Agag, Amalekite, the king Agag that King Saul was supposed to put to death, and he didn't. That's why Amalekites still running around here, smelling like ass, man, because King Saul didn't put their ass to death. Okay. That's why they walking here with dandruff and just smelling like shit, looking weird. Okay? Because King Saul put their ass to death, man. But ultimately, that was the will of the Lord, because we're going to get them in the kingdom. All of them. All the Amalekites, Edomites, burned up after 1,000 years. All right? But in any event, in today's day, you got all these politicians on. I'm going to go to the furthest up. The elites. Top making families, right? Because all the politicians, all the puppets and shit. right? Those are the ones that really calling the shots. The host of the high ones, get that right quick, Isaiah 24. And probably like the second verse before the last one. I don't know exactly, I think like 20 something. Get that right quick.
How does it go?
Host of the high ones, oh high.
Okay, fine. It's Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 21. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high.
When you read the whole context of the chapter, just after the missiles hit all of that earth girl to and fro like a drunkard, the Lord gonna punish them.
Right.
Okay? So the host of the high ones that are on high is the elites.
Right.
Top bacon family that's many underground bunkers, man. Read on.
It says that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. The kings of the earth upon the earth. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners are gathered in the pit.
In a pit. Yeah.
And shall be shut up in the prison, and after many days shall they be
They're
visited.
gonna be visited. So they're gonna be in pits in the kingdom of heaven. Alright? Barely scraping by. You think we're barely scraping by with rent and bills on this side? Y'all gonna barely scrape by with just food and water. Alright? You're gonna get just enough your wicked ass need to make it through the day. Okay? You're not gonna ever be like, I'm satisfied, man. You're not gonna be like, oh yes, I'm full. You know what I'm saying? But that was a great ice cold water. You didn't get that in the kingdom. You don't get like little. We can be perfect. We're gonna know the exact amount to keep your wicked ass alive and still be able to work. Okay? We're gonna give you that. See that? We're not gonna give you extra. If any taskmaster give you extra, that's over their head. They get a certain measurement of water and food per day, okay, to survive so they can work and plow the fields and mine out gold. Okay? And y'all gonna pick cotton as well. You know, we picking cotton, y'all gonna really pick cotton, man. Sugar cane, all of that, man. And we're gonna make y'all grab it with y'all bare hands, so you know, like y'all doing to us, your hands can't be plucked by the thorns. Y'all catch hell, man. But anything, what did the elites go? You got percent? Okay. It's like I was asking that because I didn't want you to get the point.
All right.
But you got the elites. They were trying to sack the third temple, man. Right? Get 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter, verse 16.
All right. Okay.
Sorry, 16, I believe is the point. Because who the temple today? The brothers. All right? That's the third temple. The Lord raising up men. All right? You said what? The tabernacle of Most High was men. All right? So this is a spiritual temple, a spiritual house. This was written in Acts 7 chapter, I believe, verse, what's that, 48? It's locked here. Where it says, the Most High dwells not in temples made with hands. We're not dealing with that no more. All right? We're not dealing with that.
What you want in Corinthians? So I can...
1 Corinthians 3 and 16. I believe that's what I want. Yeah, bring that up.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High?
Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High? The brothers, get
It says, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you.
those in us, men are SHAQADAN. Yeah.
If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy.
If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. So if you defile your temple with weed, pork, any wicked thing, the Lord will put you to death if you don't repent. And also, if Esau, he gonna try to defile our temple. How? By the way, the market of, the crime of the beast.
Right.
All right. Because back then, matter of fact, we're gonna go into the feast dedication now. Because I meditate upon it, thinking it's spiritual, man. They're gonna try to do it again. All right. They're gonna offer things. Get 2 Corinthians 16 chapter. Matter of fact, is there more than that? Just lock it.
Yeah, I can finish it.
Yeah, we'll finish it up. Bible shot.
1 Corinthians 3:17. If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy. For the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are.
Yeah, what temple ye are. So they're gonna try to defile it, but then it's not gonna work. All right, because the elect, are without foot on the Most High. So none of the elect members are gonna get down with this beast system, worship the beast, bow down to idols, eat swine's flesh, because like, by the way, what I mean by that, right? Because some brothers may accidentally do it and not know, they put in everything. But I'm saying like, you get that count with some brothers maybe as well. They forced it. They want you to submit. All right, so no brother's gonna literally submit to no elect member brother is gonna submit to Esau Edom when he try to force you the pork, the chip, anything. Brother's not gonna get down with that, man. Why? Because the Spirit of the Lord is upon us. All right, and that's you to follow your temple. And all of it represent that the lively stones, man. Each stone is building up this third temple, spiritual house, the body of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so they gonna try to do that again. What they did during the Seleucid Empire. They're the same men coming back. They're the same men coming back. But the Lord gave us the victory back then through Judas Maccabeus, who was a priest, a Levite. The Lord will do the same thing again today. You got it.
You want to Second Ezra 16, right?
Oh yeah, verse 68.
The second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols.
So they're gonna isolate you. They may take you away from brothers, you know, your family, whatever. Have you in a room by yourself, okay? And they're gonna try to offer idols unto you, man. Yo, listen, man, yo, you already know what's going on. The New World Order lined up. You better get down with this worship, you know, the gods that may be, you know, which is Esau want to be a god. You know, he himself is an idol. Take the Kragma, brand yourself with this, that you're gonna be a servant for us forever, okay? That we control your thoughts. You know what I'm saying, with the brain CHI. All right? And you gotta read on. This is another point verse, the next verse.
Verse 69,
yep.
And they that consent unto them shall be had.
If you consent unto them, they can be what?
They shall be had in derision, and in reproach, and trodden underfoot.
Trodden underfoot, you're gonna get destroyed. And at the end of the day, they're gonna backstab you, man. All right? He used to always do that. He's a backstabber. He's the devil, a deceiver. Okay, that's who he is. All right. Now we go to a little history. Let's get Daniel the 8th chapter. Okay. Look at Daniel the 8th chapter. We're gonna break the whole chapter down, man. Okay. Cause cause our forefather, the prophet Daniel, he saw these major empires. Okay. He saw the Assyrians leading to the Babylonians. He saw the Persians and the Medes. He saw the Greeks. He saw the Romans. And the Roman Empire being revised. You saw Nader to you as well, Daniel's 2nd chapter. Because remember, Nebuchadnezzar had that dream. But he didn't even tell his servants in the dream. He said, you won't tell me my dream that I had and break it down to me. They couldn't do it. He said, if you don't do it, I'm going to kill you. But Daniel, he said, I'm going to tell you the dream that you had. The Lord revealed the dream unto Daniel. Okay? Nebuchadnezzar's dream. So Daniel told him the dream that he had, then broke it down to him. He said, yo, that is the dream I had. Oh, that's what it means? And he got all puffed up because he said, I'm gold. I'm the gold. Okay, so Daniel seen these things. So Daniel was during the time of the Babylonian Empire, and he seen what happened during the Greek Empire. Right here, read it.
Daniel 8 was verse.
Start at verse 1. Read the whole chapter.
All right. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 1. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar,
Belshazzar was a grandson of Nebuchadnezzar. Gad.
A vision appeared unto me, even unto Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first.
At the first, Gad.
And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass when I saw that I was at Shushan in the palace, which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of AHLAYAH.
Right, he by the river of Ulai, you know, the province of Elam. All right, he got this vision, Gad.
Verse 3, Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river a ram which had 2 horns.
A ram that had 2 horns, okay, which is what goes to the Persian and the Medes. And this chapter actually breaks down itself. We're going to say it later on in the chapter, but we'll break it down right now. The ram is going to Persian and Medes. It had the 2 horns, Persian and Medes, Gad.
And the 2 horns were high, and one was higher than the other.
So one was higher than the other. Who was that was higher than the other? The Persian Empire. Because they became mightier than the Medes. The Medes were Japheth. Persian with the Elamites, also those today in Iran. Right?
It says,
so, we got it here.
And the higher came up last. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him.
Boom. So they was spanning the empire, conquering all of that stuff, man. First means that was their empire. That was their time to rule, their time to reign. So they pushed westward, southward, northward, you know, and no one could stand up before them. Okay, Gad?
It says, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand.
Boom. No one, you know, the Lord set them up. Okay, because Daniel already seen this happening as well. Well, he's seeing it right now during the Babylonian Empire. He's seeing who come about to rule next. Right, also, in the 5th chapter, right, it says what? Lock it in, it's fucking cloth, man. Daniel, the 5th chapter says what? The writer has on the wall. Okay, he said, your kingdom has many take of farce, and your kingdom have been weighed in the balances and found wanting, and shall be given to the Persian and the Medes. So he knew who was about to come next, and that's the ram with the 2 horns, as he's showing right there as well. You got it.
It says, but he did according to his will and became great.
Right.
And as I was considering, behold, and goat.
So while he was considering, he was like, damn, that ram, you know, 2 horns, one greater than the other, you know, just pushing, you know. And this week I literally seeing, so he's like, while he's considering like, what this is going into, what this is mean, you see what else happened.
It says, and as I was considering, behold, an he-goat came from the west.
A he-goat came from the west, and that's also Matthew 25th chapter when it goes to the Lord setting the sheep on his right and the goats on his left. You know, it goes to represent what the wicked, Esau, Edom. All right, so we go to the Greeks, okay?
On the face of the whole earth and touched not on the ground, and the goat had a notable horn between his eyes.
So that goat, the Greeks had a notable horn between his eyes. Who's that? Alexander the Great. Or I'll say Alexander the Greek or the freak. All right, because that dude was a fucking freak. Alexander was Persian boy lover. That's why he split his kingdom to his 4 generals, man. It's actually gonna break that down as well, okay?
It says, verse 6, and he came to the ram that had 2 horns.
Right, so he came to the ram that had 2 horns, man. He pulled up on the Persian and Medes, ready for war. To conquer their ass, man. Yeah?
It says, and he came to the ram that had 2 horns, which I had standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power.
And he ran to him in the fury of his power. So the Lord set Alexander to freak up to take over the Persian Mede Empire, man. It was their time. Yeah.
Verse 7, and I saw him come close to the ram, and he was moved with clour against him, and smote the ram.
Read that one more time, Salaki.
Verse 7, and I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler.
Choler. The word choler goes to bitterness or enrage. All right, so he wanted to take their ass down. He ain't like them. He ain't like the Persian Medes, Alexander. So he said, I'm gonna murder these, I'm gonna take them down. I'm gonna rule, man. And I believe 12 years he reigned. Okay? A short amount of time, but it took him a short amount of time to conquer everybody. Because the Lord was with him. The Lord, it was his time.
Right.
All right? And I believe the priest showed him this too. The priest showed him it's time to rule, and that's why Alexander was kind of at peace with Jacob. You know, he was at peace with us, man. He wasn't really like trying to like, you know, violate, but we're gonna break it down in chapters, someone from that fucking, these Edomites, man. They have that disdain for us, man. Yo, it's always gonna come out regardless, cat.
Verse 7, I saw him come close to the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and break his 2 horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him.
They lost their power. Okay, they lost their power. He broke the 2 horns. The Persian and the Medes, he ripped their ass apart. And now he reigning, now he ruling. Yeah.
And there was no power in the ram to stand before him.
They had the Persian Mede Empire had no more power to even stand up against this man. All the army defense, everything is shot. All they knew, you know, okay?
It says, but he cast him down to the ground and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand.
That's it. He took their ass down. The Greeks took them down under the rule, under the authority of Alexander, that notable horn. Okay, you got it? Okay, just lock this up. Yeah.
So it says, verse 8, therefore the he-goat waxed very great.
So the he-goat, the Greek Empire, waxed very great. Okay, under the authority of Alexander, okay?
It says, therefore the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken.
The great horn. So when they got strong, mighty, all right, the great horn was broken. What does that mean? Alexander the Great died. All right, when he died, what happened?
And it came up 4 notable ones toward the 4 winds of heaven.
Who's the 4 notable ones? Cassander, Lacemeus, Seleucia, and Ptolemy. Okay, those are his 4 generals, man. We're gonna read that in Maccabees as well. Okay, those are his 4 generals, the 4 notable ones. All right, they started pushing their kingdom to different parts of the realms. All right, I forgot. I had to look it up. Got it.
Verse 9. And out of one of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great, toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land.
Right, and who's that? That's Antiochus Epiphanes. Okay, because he's the brother of Seleucia. But right quick, let me see something right quick. Let me look this up right quick. I still got it? Yeah, I think I still got it. It's kind of small. Let me look this up. Right? So, yeah, that's the 4 generals. I want to see like where they ruled that. But yeah, brothers look it up. I remember I forgot one of them, they got Macedonia, other one pushed towards Ptolemy, pushed towards Egypt. Okay, you had Seleucia that pushed toward Asia Minor. All right, Lacemeus pushed a little upward. Right, but so you got it. You brothers can look that up as well. You get the map and you know get into it. Study session, you got it.
I'm gonna read verse 9 again.
Gotta bring it up.
And out of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceeding great toward the south. Was that the one?
Yeah, yeah.
Toward the south, toward the east, and toward the pleasant land.
What's the pleasant land? Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, the city of peace. Okay, it's people before his place, us, the pleasant land, the holy land. So he wanted to conquer us, man. Okay, and he became great. And so it's Epiphanies, man. The fourth, you got it.
Verse 10, and it waxed great even to the host of heaven.
He was the host of heaven, man. Go ahead.
And it cast down some of the hosts and of the stars to the ground and stamped upon them.
Putting us to death. That's going to the Israelites. Okay? He started putting us to death. He started casting us down, man. All right? Slaughtering us. Hellenizing us. That's what we get this is the Hellenistic period right here. Okay? Daniel was seen it during the Babylonian Empire, man. And we're going to go into the history with the Greeks and how it happened. We will get the victory we got over this devil, man. And we're going to get the victory again today. In 2022, whatever year the Lord comes back. You know, it could be 2023, 2024, 2025. We don't know the exact year at the time. But we know we're going to get the victory over this devil soon. Okay? You got it.
Verse 11, yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host.
So he got proud even to the prince of the host, man. Okay, to the Most High and his son. He got proud. Okay, he magnified himself. All right, he said, man, I'm the God, man. I'm gonna take the Israelites down, man. God's people. I'm gonna take the Jews down. All right, yeah.
It says, yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away.
See, by him the daily sacrifice is taken away. Our custom, our culture, our heritage. He took that away. You say you can't. We can go to that in Maccabees. I'm gonna quote it right now to right quick. You can't keep Sabbath days. You can't even say you're a Jew. All right, all should be one. All right, and everyone consented to him. All right, back then, except for those that revolted, man. Those that rebelled against him. All right, the righteous rebels of Israel. You got it.
Right. Verse 12. And a host was given him against the daily sacrifices by reason of transgression, and it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered.
They started doing they wanted us to transfer and worship Zeus, Hercules, all the different Greek mythology. Jake started them Greek mythologies. They tried to get us to worship these things. All right, practice their customs.
Yeah.
See that? And they even tried. They did it. A lot of Jakes did that. That's why in the New Testament, during the time of the Roman Empire, a lot of Jakes thought that they was Greeks. And some of them were Grecians, but they was Greek-speaking Jews. They knew they was Israelites, but they spoke Greek. You got those that actually thought they was Greeks. They were Greek. And they spoke Greek, just like as Greek, worshiped the Greek gods. All right, and that's who, at first, Apostle Peter was sent to. Started with Cornelius, because the Lord deals with things in order. But that was later commissioned the Apostle Paul to go to the Gentiles, Israelite foreigners, man.
Right.
All right. That's what that's going. That's why they also took it out of the book, because we connect these dots, and it's like, oh, that's what that's going into.
Right.
So you Christians can't say nothing, man. You can't be like, oh, nah, the Greeks are actually Greeks. No, Greeks were not actually Greeks. You had those that were, yes, you got Greeks, but you had Israelites that was Greek. Israelites that thought they was Greek. But today, it was like the American.
Right.
If I said, I'm gonna bring up a Slav. If I said take over right now, what's your nationality? I'm American. He's a Greek. Okay, he's a fucking Greek. You got it.
Right. And I hate to take a page out of Bishop Nathaniel's book, but in his interview, he was like, asking Jake right now, asking Southern Kingdom Jake, who were you before slavery? And they're not gonna know, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you don't know your history and you don't know who you are, then you're a Gentile, okay?
Yeah. We all, matter of fact, I'm gonna read a quick precept. Brother that said that, right? Watch this. Hold that, Mama.
I also skipped over a part of the precept, so I'm gonna read it over.
Yeah, so we will start with you skipped over. I'm gonna read the breakdown again. This is the book of Levi. Ephesians 2:11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision, but that which is called circumcision in the flesh made by hand. So in times past, we were called Gentiles, like one of us.
Right, and it says in the flesh because those Gentiles, Israelite foreigners that was Hellenized, they was physically uncircumcised.
Yeah.
So that's why it says in the flesh.
Oh, Slack it. That's what they did during the Maccabees, during the Greek Empire. they literally made you. They said, yo, you better not even circumcise your sons.
Right.
So a lot of the women, they stopped doing it, but some they still were circumcising their sons, and they were getting tossed over something. I think it was something they were putting the woman to death.
Right.
So a lot of those women, they come back and they part of the elect because they say, I'm still circumcise my son. I fear the Lord, man.
Right. And that's why Esau took the Apocrypha out of the scriptures, because now you don't have a full deck of cards for the majority of Christians, why they can't understand and get over that stumbling block of the Apostle Paul going to the Gentiles, is because they don't got the Apocrypha and they don't understand the history that happened during the Grecian Empire.
Right.
All right. So if you don't got a full deck of cards, then you're not gonna know the full breakdowns.
That's right.
But,
yeah, read that.
Yeah. Daniel chapter 8 and verse 11. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down.
Which is the temple. All right, he sacked the temple. Okay, he put harlots and pigs and all type of wickedness in the temple. All right, it's abominations. He commanded for us to sacrifice abominations in the altar, in the temple. Okay, which I'm gonna get the count. We gonna get the count with Mattathias. He was zealous for Yahweh Shema Shai. He saw Jake doing that, and we put that nigga to death, man. Right there on spot, killed him. He said, yo, listen, we gonna read it. I'm keep quoting it, we gonna read it, guys.
Verse 12, and the host was given him against the daily sacrifice by the reason of transgression, and it was cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. And I heard one saint speaking, another saint said unto that certain saint, which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of the desolation, to give both the sanctuary and the host to be trodden underfoot?
So it was like, how long, man? You know, how long? Okay, and the saints are the Israelites. Okay, you got it.
Verse 14, and he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed.
Which is roughly 6 years and 6 and 1/3 years. Okay, and from the time Ezra started doing this until the time the Lord raised up Judas Maccabees and got the victory is that time. Okay, so that's how long it lasted. Ezra has been reigning for a minute, right? Because he was fighting different wars against the Romans, and he was mad that he lost certain wars, so he came back. I'm gonna Hellenize these jakes, man. You know, he gonna take his anger out on us. All right, so from the time of him really Hellenizing us, doing all that wickedness, 6 years later, I think 6 and 1/3 years, because you look that up, that's what that is. That's when the Lord gave us a victory through Judas Maccabees, man. Okay? The prophecy what? Fulfilled. This already took place. So Christians can't say, oh, it's gonna happen, and no, this already happened. All right, you got it.
Right. Verse 15, and it came to pass when even I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for the meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man, and I heard a man's voice,
which is I believe Gabriel was gonna say it, if I'm not mistaken.
All right. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Ulai, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision.
Yeah, make this man to understand. No, so the man told Gabriel, with both angels, to make this man understand it. Let him break this down to him. Let him understand what's going on. You got it?
It says, so he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. But he said unto me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision.
Yeah.
Now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face toward the ground, but he touched me and set me upright. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the inclination, for at the time appointed the end shall be.
Yeah, which sorry. the Greek Empire, all right, was the start of Esau's like main rulership to now. So Edomite rulership, Edomite supremacy started with the Greeks. All right. So this is what indicated the end.
Right.
He's the end of the world.
Right.
That's what Daniel sees.
That's why in Revelation chapter 13, it starts off with the beast starts off with the leopard. Okay?
That's right.
Representing the Grecian Empire.
That's right.
You see? So Esau getting his fatness over the earth, ruling over the earth, like the brother said, represented the end of this age. Okay? So verse 20, the ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia.
It broke it down. All right. So Christian, you can't. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? It literally says what it was talking about. It's the kings of Persia and Media. Persia and Medes. You got it. That's the ram with the horns. Right?
Verse 21, and the rough goat is the king of Grecia.
The rough goat is the king of Greece. Okay?
And the great horn that is between his eyes is the first king.
Is the first king. Okay? Who's the first king? Alexander the Great. Okay?
Now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his
Yeah, you got it.
Slack it, but not in his power.
But now, read that one more time, Slack it.
Verse 22, now that being broken, whereas 4 stood up for it,
Slack it. The one that being broken, Alexander the Great, being broken before stood up for it. Yeah?
4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation.
What's the 4 kingdoms? It's the Seleucid Empire, the Ptolemaic dynasty. All right, you had Cassander over there with Macedonia. Then you had Lacenaeus, which you can look it up. Which I'll do that real quick. All you got to type in the 4 kingdoms of the Greeks. The 4 kingdoms. Four kingdoms of Greece after Alexander the Great. Let's see what pops up. Macedonia, Egypt, Syria, and Pergamum. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. The Hellenistic kingdoms. Read this part right here. It says, Alexander's death was sudden and his empire disintegrated Salakia, into a 40-year period of war and chaos in 321 BCE. The Hellenistic world eventually settled into 4 stable power blocks. The Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, the Seleucid Empire in the east, the kingdom of Pergamon in Asia Minor, and Macedon. All right, so earlier I probably messed up with the Seleucid over in Asia Minor because it says Pergamon Asia Minor. But in the event, 4 kingdoms. Okay, that's how good Google Church, you know, is good. All right, you got it, King.
It says, verse 23, and in the latter, verse 23, and in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
Yep. Which is Israel's Epiphanies. Yeah.
And his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. And he shall destroy wonderfully and shall prosper and practice and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
Right? Who's that? The Israelites. So it was in his power to destroy us, the mighty people, the Israelites. Yeah.
And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes.
Slack it right quick. I looked it up. So Pergamon, right? That was from the line of Lacenaeus. So Lacenaeus became the Pergamon dynasty. Okay, and you also got what brothers know this already. Let me go back. Egypt, Ptolemy. Okay. Oh no, I skipped it. Salakia. Oh no, I thought that was good. Let me see. Salakia. What's that? Okay, kingdoms of the east, the Seleucid, kingdom of Egypt, Ptolemy, kingdom of Syria. No, kingdom of Syria is Seleucids. See, I'm mixing it up. That's good to mix things up. Yeah, the Ptolemaic kingdom of Egypt, the Seleucid Empire in the east, kingdom of Pergamon, the Lacenaeus in Asia Minor, and Macedon, Cassandra. All right, that's what clarify that for the spirit. All right, you got it.
All right, so I'm gonna read that again.
Yep. The water.
Verse 24. Verse 25. Verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He also shall stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand.
What does that mean? He was broken without hand. He died of an incurable disease. He didn't die by a sword, you know what I'm saying, a shield, a bow and arrow. The Lord plagued him with an incurable disease, man. And he died alone. His soldiers can be around him because he stunk. Okay? That's how you know who he's talking about. It's his Epiphanies. Okay? The fourth, the brother of Seleucid. You see that? You got it.
And the vision of the evening and the morning which was told is true. Wherefore she thou up the vision. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I Daniel fainted and was sick certain days afterward. I rose up and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
So no one can understand it, but now we have to understand it. We can break that down, like brothers did through the Spirit just now, through the Spirit of Yahweh. He gets a glorification. Okay, now let's get First Maccabees, the first chapter. We're not gonna read the entire Maccabees. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna jump. You know, we're gonna jump. Okay, because you brothers should know that history. But if you don't know the history, read it. Okay, and look it up. It links up with current events. Not current events, not it links up with secular history. Okay, you got it, King.
Verse 1?
Yep.
This is First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian,
Yeah.
who came out of the land of Chittim,
Yep.
had smitten Darius, king of the Persians, in Medes.
Boom. He smit Darius, man. Put him to death. And started reigning and ruling. Yeah.
That he reigned
Which
in
we had
his,
also during that time, Cyrus, you know what I'm saying? All of that. So he basically conquered all of them. All right? You got it.
it says that reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
The first, you see, the first king, the first over Greece. That's what Daniel saw. And now you're reading the account in the history. That's why you need the Apocrypha. You need the book of Maccabees, man. Oh, as a matter of fact, in John 10 and 22,
That's the spirit.
he just thought of that.
I was just about to say that.
Call on Yahweh
Call
Shai,
on
man. That's the spirit of the Lord, man. Our Lord Yahushua celebrated his dedication, man.
Right. And if you grab that, if you go to that precept right now, if you grab it in the blue letter,
Gotcha.
it says it too. It validates the Apocrypha. Watch. What's the word there? It says, is it Hanukkah or is it Passover?
I'm about to look right now. John 10 and 22. It's right? Oh, it says dedication right here. What is that?
Yeah, grab it. Yeah, just read out.
Oh! Wow. Call on Yahweh Shai. So, for the word, the Greek word for dedication, let me hear it.
1456.
Ekainia, and it says dedication, consecration, in particular, the annual feast celebrated 8 days beginning in the 25th of Caslu, middle of our December, that's what they say, but you know, we go to the lunar. But it says, instituted by Judas Maccabeus, 164 BC, in memory of the cleansing of the temple from the pollution of Antiochus Epiphanes. Feast of dedication.
Right, so our Lord celebrated a feast, the feast of dedication that originated where? In the Apocrypha. It was written down in the Apocrypha. All right, so that validates right there the script. That validates the Apocrypha being in the scriptures. All right. Got it.
Let's go. But like the brother beautifully broke that down, right? Because we can go back to Maccabees now. All right, this going to that history right here. You got it.
So, First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 2, it says, "And made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up."
Yup, he became proud. Okay?
Yep.
Because he got popping on the little boys. Wicked ass nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
Come. Verse 4, "And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants such as were honorable."
That's him being broken. Remember the notable horn that was broken. Okay, he died. He knew he about to go. Okay, so he called his 4 generals, 4 notable ones, okay?
"And had been brought up with him from his youth."
Well, they've been with him since his youth. You know, he knew these guys. You know, Lysanias, Cassandra, Ptolemy, Seleucia. He knew these guys. He said, these are my guys, you know. Pass my kingdom unto them, got it?
"And parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive."
Yep. She said, you 4 rule now in my stead. What they did, they split. Okay, they split. And I said it. Cassandra, Macedon, Ptolemy, Egypt, Seleucia towards the east, and Lysanias, the dynasty of kingdom of Pergamon. Okay, you got it.
Verse 7, "So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died."
He reigned 12 years and he died. So he was only reigning for a short time, man. 12 years is a short time to reign.
Yeah.
You know, then he died.
And that's a short time to conquer the whole known world too at that time.
Yeah.
Which is why his heart was lifted up.
Yep.
It says, And his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves.
So kingdoms, the 4 kingdoms. Remember, we read in Daniel 8th chapter how the 4 notable ones they put basically became kingdoms. You got it.
So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right.
They're the wicked, the Edomites. I should know the Edomites.
Right. And that proves that they're the Edomites too. Wickedness was multiplied through the earth when the Edomites became the superpower of the world. You see?
That's right. Read on.
Verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
Ooh, who's the wicked root?
Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes.
Antiochus, some brothers say Antiochus, either or, right? Epiphanes, all right? A wicked root. This man was evil, man.
Right.
This dude was a devil. You got it?
It says, son of Antiochus, the king who had been in hostage at Rome, and he reigned in 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks.
Yep, because you have different wars with Rome. You also get that Daniel 11 chapter as well. Right? Daniel 11 chapter goes to this as well. Okay? But he's at different different wars with Rome, stuff like that. And in secular history goes to that as well. How, after them losses, he came and started conquering, Hellenizing us, man. You got it.
Right. Verse 11, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us, for since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
So a lot of people, they gonna do that same thing today, man. They do that in Egypt. Okay, so we in the wilderness, we had nothing but sorrow. I want to go back and eat them cucumbers and melons in Egypt, man. Moses, you brought us here to die. Okay, Jacob was just wicked as all hell, and that's them as well.
And
you got it.
And that's where you get your Charles Barkley's, your Shaquille O'Neal's, all right, your Charleston Whites. Okay, our nation always has sellouts, all right, and they in that same spirit being recycled, reincarnated here today, all right. So these are the sellouts of that time, during that time.
And they back.
And they back here today, right?
They back. You got it.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
He gave them a license to sin. That's basically what it is. He gave them a license to go off, man.
And what that sounds like? That always been Esau's MO. Always been Esau's MO. Look at America. What does America do?
Yeah.
It gives you a license to sin. Okay, it makes it legal to sin. It makes it actually where you're prosperous if you are sinning. You see? And that's how you know that the Edomites bear rule over America today too.
Yep.
So it says, whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
They got that today, gymnasiums, where they work out naked. They happen in the Roman Empire as well.
Right.
Place to exercise.
Right, and if you actually grab that word gym and search up the history of the gym, or you grab it in the Greek, okay, I think it's gymnos, and it breaks it down. Basically, what the brother just said, that there was working out naked, okay, working out in a heathenistic way, and that's how you know that this place is the Greco-Roman Empire, because that's why is it called gym?
Right.
You see,
right.
It goes all the way back to what we're reading now.
And what do you see in the gym? Harlots and weird ass niggas with their shirts off, and tight ass fucking spandex, tidy whities, man. Okay, now you get the WWE wrestlers. Them niggas are just mad weird, man. You got a whole tidy whitey and they finishing moves off gay. All right, you got the one dude called what's the dude name? This fucking WWE fighter, Rashid. You know, his finisher was to put his ass in your face. There's another one too. That's some weird shit, man. You know?
I love that.
These guys are freaks. All right, because they go back to that's the heathen custom, man.
Right.
To fight and wrestle and all that shit, butt ass naked. All right.
Right. And that's how you. And again, that's how you know who rules this place.
That's right.
Because they pushed that vibration of when they had ruled back then in the Grecian Empire and the Roman Empire. And this is why the scriptures say there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna read it. Verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
How did they make themselves uncircumcised? I'm getting the precept in Romans, right?
So this is talking about Israelites that made a covenant with the Grecians, right? Because they was putting hell on them, right? And they started following their heathenistic ways of life and customs, and therefore made themselves uncircumcised. Okay, so when you read when you read in the New Testament, Apostle Paul going and talking about the uncircumcision. That's talking about the Israelites back then during this time that had made a covenant with the heathen, right? And then they passed on those traditions to the children, and their children became uncircumcised. All right.
It's a breeze. It brothers quoted it, I believe, through Spirit, but it's one of the Romans which says, there's another one. I can't. I'm gonna quote it. Basically, shouts. Oh man, I wish I could find this slot.
And that's why there was so much tension between the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the Jews that was living in the land, living in the customs, against the Israelite foreigners that was in the heathenistic ways of life and in the heathenistic lands, being uncircumcised. That's why there was so much tension, because they knew the history. All right, they understood that their forefathers were sellouts. Okay, they looked at them as sellouts and traitors. Okay, so that's why there was so much tension between the Jews and the uncircumcision, the circumcision and the uncircumcision. You see?
That's right. That's right. Oh, this is it. All right. Romans 2:25. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. Right? So how can you literally physically be circumcised, but then what you gonna do? Find your foreskin and put it and stitch it back on your no. Okay? So it's spiritual. Their circumcision became uncircumcision. You break one law, you break them all.
And it said breaking the law too. Who was given the law? The Israelites was given the law. Right. So who was the people that could become uncircumcised? The Israelites. You see?
Right. So read that point one more time from the top, Baba Kashah.
Verse 15. Said, 1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 15. And made themselves uncircumcised.
So by doing what? Breaking the law. All right?
It says it.
It says,
and forsook the holy covenant.
They forsook the holy covenant that was given to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay?
And joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
Sold to do mischief, man. All right? So that's how they became uncircumcised. Man. They didn't literally chop off, put these foreskins back on and now they uncircumcised again. No. It's all spiritual, man. They broke the law. The law is spiritual. Okay? You got it, King.
Monkey, read on down, Monkey jump.
We're going to read on down. Right. A little more, then we're going to jump to the second chapter.
Verse 16. Now when the kingdoms was established before Antiochus, he brought to reign over Egypt, that he might have the dominion of 2 realms.
Yep. He wanted to reign over Egypt as well. He wanted the Ptolemaic dynasty for himself. Okay?
Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude of chariots, and elephants and horsemen and a great navy. So and when I hear these terms, when I hear these precepts of the wars that happened during ancient time, this man was warring with elephants, man. You gotta picture that. Like that's a crazy sight. Imagine that. Thousands of men trooping on an open field. They got elephants and chariots and horsemen. That's a crazy vision. Like, you gotta try to put yourself in these scriptures so you can better learn and get that understanding of the scriptures.
They showed that in the SHAQADAN. They showed that in the movie King Arthur. If you watch King Arthur, one of the latest ones that came out, I believe in 2017, they showed that this man was fighting. He had an elephant. You know what I'm saying? They ride on elephants, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's a sight to see. I don't think I've seen that.
Yo,
I gotta watch that.
Yeah, you'll like it. Yeah,
bet.
Because those old Jakes back then, King Arthur's and all of that Jake. Okay, and some of them probably made up figures, but he was ruling during the Byzantine Empire, man. And he had a powerful sword, man. It reminded me of King David.
I see clips of it. But yeah. Because what we did back then, what we slew, what scriptures say in Leviticus, it says what, a 5 men shall chase 100. So you gotta picture that, how that looks.
And then the story in King Arthur too, they got it from the scripts. Okay, he was supposed to be like the next ruler, the king or whatever, and then I think his uncle did something to get the power, and he was doing witchcraft in the movie as well to get power. And then the mom had to hide her son. You know what I'm saying? Put him on a boat, on a carriage. That's Moses, man. All right. And he grew up raised as something else, but then once you realize who you were, he's like, I'm gonna get that throne, man. He was only like to wield that sword. Everyone was trying to pick that sword, but they couldn't get it. All right. So there's a lot of mythology in it as well, but it's a lot of truth. Because back then, during that time, that was us, ruling, and that's why they had those type of stories of mythology that's similar to the scripts. Okay, because that's our history. You got it.
Right. So, verse 19. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and he took the spoils thereof. And after that, Antiochus had spent Egypt. He returned again in 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
Yep, he came to conquer us now. You got it?
And entered proudly into the sanctuary.
Proudly. Remember? It say he was proud. His head was lifted up. Entered proudly into the sanctuary, guys.
It says, and entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the shewbread and the pouring vessels and the vials and the censers of gold and the veil and the crowns and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
Pulled that off.
He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found.
Yep, the hidden treasures which he found, spoils, all that stuff, right, guys?
And when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having a great massacre and spoken very proudly.
Yep, yeah.
Therefore there was a great mourning in Israel in every place, everywhere they were.
Yep, it was mourning, man. All right, and it's Jacob's trouble. Jacob was mourning everywhere, man, when this man come down with that wrath. Okay, he gonna come down with that wrath, man. That's what he had something called the Jade Helm Project, where he had the military simulating attacks in urban areas, which Jake reside at. Okay, that's what they're gonna roll down in the hood, man. All right, and grab Jake's up. All right, you got it.
It says, verse 20, what was that? Verse 26.
Jump down to verse 41. It's a lot.
Come on. Yeah, that's
40.
Yeah,
It's a lot to read.
yeah. Verse 41. Oh, no, I'm good. I got it. Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom.
Boom, he wrote to his whole kingdom, right?
That all should be one people.
What does that sound like? The one world government, the new world order.
Right, that's always been Esau's MO.
Yeah.
You see, he always want what? Control over everything and everybody. All right, he has a God complex. He wants to know what everybody's doing, and he wants to control what everybody's doing.
Right.
You see?
Right.
It says, moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom.
It's Lakia. They doing that like we said through the spirit. They doing that today. So this is gonna happen again, but way, way worse. Because they have a new world order agenda, the Great Re. Okay, fourth industrial revolution, all these things, right? The one world government, all gonna be one, all chipped up. That like David Icke said, man. Even though I do this bugged up, he bring out points. Controlled out, you know, he bring out points though. What did he say? He said they at least want the whole world connected to a global computer system by way of the CHIP.
Right. In order to do that, what? They gotta reduce the population too.
Ooh,
which
yep,
is why you get those stones, what they call it?
Georgia
The
Guidestones.
Georgia Guidestones. They want to reduce the population. All right, so they can have easier control over the masses.
Right, they want to maintain humanity under 500 million. Guess what? They took them stones down because they got their numbers they needed for the finesse. So after everyone that got the finesse, then let's take the Georgia Guidestones down. We hit our number, man. So they about to move, man. That's why 2023 gonna be a year. We gonna see. We gonna wait. We gonna just look. What did Habakkuk say? I will stand upon my watch and see. The Lord say unto me, man.
I can just grab a piece of that.
Okay. Got it. We gonna wait and see what happens.
Right, because we understand the prophecies is here. All right, we got when the brothers broke down earlier, we got the Elon Musk with the 6 months he's beginning to put the chip inside people's brains.
Yep.
All right, and we know that's the charagma. So what is that signifying? That's signifying that prophecy is moving and the Lord is moving within the earth. So things gotta ramp up and things gotta amp up.
Yep.
So 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And what are those plagues? Going into what? Famine, death, destruction on a mass level. Okay? Famine, death, destruction as the world has never seen before. All right? This is what it's talking about. So it says, verse 38, as when a woman with a child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compares her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Right? So these plagues are being compared to what? When a woman is in labor, okay, and she has what? Contractions, right? And those contractions continue to what? Continue to memorize. First it's like what? Every 10 minutes. Then it's what? Every 5 minutes. Then every 2 minutes. Right? So it continues to minimize, right? So that's how these plagues are going to happen. Okay, and we understand that we in these last days because why? We're watching the prophecies, right? So we understand these plagues that we see now are going to continue to amp up, and it can become faster and faster and faster until what? Until all our hell just breaks loose. All right, and that child is being being brought forth and that child is being born.
Though it tarry, wait for it because it'll surely come. Like when a woman is going through the contractions, she's like, when am my water gonna break? Right? It's tarrying, but it's surely gonna come.
Right.
It's gonna break. You're gonna give birth. You gotta go through that pain first, man. Because the brother just broke down beautifully. Spirit of God, about you outside. You gotta keep.
Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. You see? So that's how we know that as time continues to amp up and we continue to move forward, that these plagues and these major catastrophic events are going to continue to amp up and amp up and amp up.
Right.
See?
Yeah. So prophecy coming to pass, man. So Esau gonna come down with wrath, man, as a madman. All right. First, he gonna bring in an attack. Blame it on us. We don't know. We'll see. to further his depop, okay. Which he did that with the Vanessa. If you watch that documentary I mentioned earlier, I'm saying it again in reverse. Suddenly died. Right, take that in. They put the thing what Bill Gates said. He said real good with new Vanessas. He said healthcare and reproductive service, something like that. Basically going to the healthcare. They literally weaponize healthcare. All right, and also abortions and new Vanessas. Okay, he said we're good with that. We can reduce the population by a lot, basically. All right, so that's why he came with the C on the web. We told you niggas not to get down with that, man.
Right.
Don't sleep with that whore. You're gonna get burned. Did they listen? No, they ain't listen.
Right.
Okay, they caught the clap. All right, now a lot of them dropping, a lot of them get made drop. But you know, Lord may have mercy upon a few that got it. We'll wait and see upon the Lord's mercies, man. Lord have mercy upon whom He have mercy on. You know, a little willing, you know, because some of our family members got that thing. You know, we pray for our family members sometimes. They don't believe, they don't know what's going on, and they don't hearken to the warnings. But we got to be prepared for a lot of family members to die. All right, they made us die, man. They got it. It's in their system. Just all type of things happen in their body right now. They can't really explain it. Remember, I think I told the brother the testimony. He had this one Jake on my job that took. After that, his eyes always tear uncontrollably, man. This dude also said he had like pus coming out his hands. He said it burned when he peed. They got it now. He probably can't have children no more, man. Oh, but with the whole finesse now, a lot of stillbirths, miscarriages, a lot of they trying to depop. They trying to in the show Utopia.
Right. And they had a whole bunch of scientists coming out saying that too. They saying don't sleep with Vanessa. Don't take this jab because after 3 to 5 years, once 3 to 5 years begin to pop off, right, and time begins to come forth, it's going to continue to destroy your immune system, and you're going to continue to keep getting plagued until you eventually die. Or who knows what happens? Who knows what's going to happen, right? But we hitting that mark. It's been what 3 years since the magazine, so we hitting that mark, that sweet spot where people we're going to see what the hell it's going to do inside their body.
And now all of a sudden there's a zombie virus thawing out. Okay, peep game, man. Know your enemy, man. A zombie virus thawing out, and during the whole scam-demic, what was happening? On Netflix, different TV shows, what was the algorithm playing a lot? They started replaying I Am Legend, okay, Black Summer, The Walking Dead, Zombieland, okay, Army of the Dead, all the different movies and TV shows, they kept spinning, all right? Predictive programming, self-fulfilling prophecy, problem, reaction, solution. They are letting you know what they're getting ready to bring upon this earth, and you don't want to see it. That's far-fetched. The Walking Dead, these niggas are not gonna die, then raise up, and these arms is falling off, and no, these people are just gonna have a virus in them, man, a rage virus, or just some Nightcrawler type weird shit, man. And they're gonna have the spirit to consume people, eat people. Oh, they showed it in Crazies. Watch the movie The Crazies, man. Okay, and also Cell. All right, the Crazy was a rage virus. Cell, the frequencies had them all controlled, man. All right, and they was running around beating people, biting them, all type of weird shit was happening in that thing, man. And at the end of the movie, they all walking in circles, right, under a tower. Okay, and they all like zombified, walking in a circle. That reminds me of what's going on with these animals, sheep, ants, all walking in circles around, man. Okay, I had to look further into that. You see that? Walking around in a goddamn circle. All right, these towers, the G towers are up, man. All right, so all hell is about to break loose upon the society, man. And we gonna keep proclaiming and prophesying it because of what happened. Thus, if y'all shot. All right? What you got?
This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. Actually now,
Start verse 4.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. And these are the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah.
Concerning Israel, the northern kingdom, and concerning Judah, the southern kingdom. Northern kingdom is Ephraim down to Issachar, right? The Puerto Ricans are down to the Mexicans, so-called. Southern kingdom is what? Judah, Benjamin, Levi. The so-called Negroes, Haitians, and West Indians. Okay, or not in that order, all right? Because the Levi's, the Haitians, West Indians are the Benjamites, right? You got it.
Verse 5. For thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
Peace is not coming, all right? No happiness. You're going to be afraid, okay? Afraid. Trembling. Isn't that written in the scriptures? In the book of Lamentations? No, in the book of Ezekiel, that was reigning within. Lamentation, mourning, and woe. That's what's coming for you niggas, man, you jakes, that refuse to hearken to the men of the Lord, that refuse to hearken to the prophets. All right? A lot of niggas going to die, man. It's point blank, period. That is what it is. You got another percent. God, you can break it down and, read your point to Jeremiah 30. I just want to start verse 4 though. When you read that whole chapter, whew, Jeremiah going in, man. All right? The Lord through Jeremiah, all right? Revealing things to the prophets. He did that today as well. A lot of people walking up and down are going to start eating one another, okay? Committing suicide because of the hell they catching. And that's another thing too. I'm watching the one of the elders in Venezuela. What's the elder name? Slovakia. Atazawan. Stay in the Spirit 144, right? That brother, elder bro, right? Out there in Venezuela. He did a lesson, right? And I remember he mentioned a point, which I'm gonna just from paraphrase what he said, that the ones that never lost anything, never really had no hardships in his life, those are the ones you got to look out for when the society collapse, because they're not used to it. Okay? They're not used to going to pantries and food banks. They're not used to going to these different things. All right? Slovakia. Right? So that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna be the ones you gotta watch out for and look out for, because they're gonna be the ones bugging out, panicking. A lot of families got to come to that conclusion. Damn, do I just me and my family starve and die, or do I kill my family to kill myself? Okay, so we have to go through this hell, or do I go out there and try to find a way and be that neighbor that had no pity upon his other neighbor? All right, because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. That's the conclusion people have to go to, man. All right. Right. You women out there not gonna be able to take showers and baths, you're gonna smell like ass. Okay? Right. Instead of sweet smell, this should be a stink. You see that? A lot of them be tossed around, children dashed to pieces. It's gonna get bad. If you're not a man of the Lord in that day, you're finished. Right. All right? That's why the elect men will be as that fine gold, man. That's why brothers are storing up spiritual treasures, man. That's what we fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Once you heard this, you're like, this is coming upon this earth, and we believe it. We know it's gonna happen. Right. Okay? It don't have to happen tomorrow or a week from now, but we know it's gonna happen eventually, man. Right. And when it happens, we pray Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai mercy upon us, man. Start with the elders, apostles on down who taught us, man. And out here laboring for him. All right? And guess what? What did Daniel say? Thou hast remembered me, O Lord, and you have not forsaken them that seek thee and love thee and trust in thee, man. So he's not gonna forsake us, man. So all you gotta do is endure. But you can bring it.
Yeah, I'm bringing this piece out because the brother said earlier, right, that the Lord has us doing what? Has us warning Israel. He has his prophets out on the highways and the byways warning Israel, warning you to what's going to come, all right, but y'all not taking heed, you're not hearkening. So this is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 17. Also I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet, but they said we would not hearken. And what is that trumpet that we're blowing? The trumpet of what? Trumpet of war, of famine, death, destruction. All right, pestilence, plagues are all destined for this place, are all destined for America, Babylon the Great, and you're going to get the worst of it, Jake. You see, so we're blowing that trumpet. All right, but they said what? That they're not going to hearken, they're not going to take heed, they're not going to listen.
That's right.
All right, verse 18. Therefore, hear ye nations, and know, and O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. You see? So the Lord said what? He's going to bring evil to his people. All right, to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, death, destruction, and famine is on its way. Okay, why? Because you don't want to hearken to the law of the Heavenly Father, and you don't want to hearken to the people that He has set up to preach His word. You see?
What our Lord Yahushua say in Matthew, I believe Matthew was SHAQADAN. Yeah, 11 and 17. It says, I'll read it. As a matter of fact, so I got to pull it up. Might as well back you up. You said, well, they blew a trumpet and they ain't hearken,
Yeah.
right? And the trumpet, we're blowing the spiritual right now.
Right.
And this is what? Just knowing what? The new song, right? Matthew 11, 17. And saying, we have piped unto you and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you and ye have not lamented. So listen, we're piping. We're blowing that trumpet. We're singing a song.
I was about to say that. You're singing that new song.
Yeah. We're singing that new song, man. You're not getting down, man. You're not dancing to it. You're not vibing with the song. You're like, oh, I don't really like the frequencies of that song, man. I don't even want to hear that song. I don't like it. But guess what? You got the believers, right? Because the scripture said what? Only the 104,000 could learn that song. So you got the 104,000 men. They learn the song, right? The gospel, the truth, and then they singing a song. Now those are gonna hear it. They're not dancing to it. They're not part of the elect. Then you got those that's believing. Oh, that's a song. I like that. They bobbing their head. Oh, they're memorizing the lyrics. Oh, this is nice. I like the beat, the way they put everything together. This is fire right here. That's the believers. You got the elect men. That's the believers. You got women, children. I like this, man. I'm an Israelite. You know, then once. But that's why we have to warn about what's coming as well, because it's not all love. It's not all just. It's a balance of things. It's not just all sweet. It's bitter as well, man. Right. Society about to collapse. If you're not getting down with Yahweh Shah, you're gonna die in these last days, man. We have to blow the trumpet. We have to, like brothers beautifully read and broke down. We have to blow the trumpet and warn. But a lot of y'all not gonna hear. You're not gonna take heed to the sound of the trumpet. Like right now, me and the brother are literally blowing the trumpet.
Right.
All right. We're blowing the trumpet. People walking by, running by. Okay, and they gonna die.
Right.
All right. Which a lot of people, some of them, like, well, scripture say with Gentiles according to appearance, which is righteous judgment. So some of them could be Jakes. Sorry, spirit, but you got it, King. Break it down.
God. So jumping back, Jeremiah chapter 30, in verse 6, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. So it's so much judgment that's getting ready to happen on this earth that men is going to be having their hands on their loins, face pale, just scared out of their ass, shitting bricks. Okay, that's the type of judgment that the Lord has prepared for this earth. That's the type of judgment that we're getting ready to see. Mass death and this stuff that's never happened. It's going to say it too. Verse 7, at last for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You see? So me and the brother was saying earlier, all these different type of plagues, you can't rule out nothing. Scripture say what? We are not ignorant of Satan devices, and we take account everything. Everything we see, we take account. Go ahead.
I'm gonna quote it right quick. You got it. Got the floor. Be not ignorant in any matter, whether it be small or great.
Exactly. You see? So we're not ignorant of any matter that's small or great. Scripture say what? It's going to be a time like never before on this earth. All right? Mass death and judgment is getting ready to roll out. And we understand that vaccine, that jab that people got in their arms, that shit is manifesting in themselves, in them. And we don't know what's going to happen to them, and we're not ruling nothing out. You see?
Right. And that was a prelude to the Charagma. All right? They got their numbers. They seen those that got down with it. They know what they got. They're like, oh, all these people took it. They gonna take out CHIP for a fact.
Oh yeah.
They know it. Okay? And that was the prelude, man. All right? Scripture say that too. He calls us all. The word calls it poeo, which means to fashion, to make ready, prepare. So that's how they prepared your minds with that thing. That's you know what they bring us soon. 6 months from now, May Day. Okay? The different agendas. You got it, King.
So we kind of railed off, but you want to go back to Maccabees?
Oh, nah, this is what we're going to do with Maccabees. Go to second Maccabees. We're going to get straight to the point with this through the spirit because, the brother broke that down beautifully, man, because that's what's coming to, America. That's what's coming to you Jakes, okay? A new Hellenization. They're going to try to get you to get down with their shit by taking the Quran and stuff like that during Jacob's trouble. That's mainly put the Israelites back into slavery, right? Physical and mental and technology, technical slavery, all right? Where your mind is controlled and tied and connected and linked to AI. All right, that's what they want. With the brain CHIP, the forehead, metapon, metaverse. All right, the right hand. Okay, so basically, what happened during the time of the Greek Empire? We read it. Epiphany started saying, well, ought to be one consent, one this, and the third, and everyone was arguing to his religion. Except for Mattathias, the priest, was a Levite, and his sons. They rose up, and you had a line of Jakes that was with him. Like, he said, listen, if you're not down with this, and you want to stay firm for the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah, we are going to flee to the wilderness, man. And they fled. Which we would say, what? In those evils, get that right quick. But even as pilgrims, we read that 2 Letters 16 and verse 40. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 40.
Here it is. 2 Letters chapter 16, verse 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle. And those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth.
Pilgrim is someone that's on a journey seeking miracles, man. Okay? So yes, for the one body in Shaitan, all right? Though our people always want some miracles, man. All right? Yeah, we want miracles. We seeking miracles, man. Okay? One body, their real title, one body Yahweh Shah, but they should change their name because they don't believe in them. But in any event, right? Pilgrimage. We're on one of the journey seeking miracles, and that's us. When society collapsed, a lot of our society will keep that spirit upon us. We're gonna have to spin off because we're gonna be outcasts of the society. Why? We're not gonna get down with the beast. We're not gonna get down with its image. Which the image of the beast is Roman Empire being revised, native EU the beast system. Also, what? The New World Order. Okay, that's the image, the philosophies, the ideology, homosexuality. Okay, the mark is the RFID microchip IP. Okay, that's what that is. Or the neural links, or the synchrons. That technology they want to link you with that technology that they use to link you with AI, the artificial intelligence. All right, and we know who the beast is, native EU. Okay, native EU, and the image of the Roman Empire was they revised it as a new order. Right, so the beast, native EU, we rise upon the beast, the whore, America, and who controls America? The elites. All right, the elites, the top bacon families of Esau Edom. So, in these last days, that's what they're going to do. The same thing they did back during the Seleucid Empire with Antiochus Epiphanes. They want to Hellenize us and all this stuff like that. They're going to do that again. All right, that's what us even calling ourselves Israelites right now is he getting tight. Back then, he said, you can't call yourself a Jew. You can keep Sabbaths. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to demonize this truth to the point where they're not going to want to see us out here doing this work.
Right.
Okay? This is going to be illegal soon. Reading out the Bible is going to be illegal. You can't read that. You can't go into that. You can't do that. All right? They're going to make it illegal, man. All right? And then when they do that, what the brothers going to do? That's the second phase of the ministry. The miracles. Okay? Brothers gonna be raising the dead, healing the sick, all type of things will be happening. You see, that's a fan of hearing the words of Yahweh Shem Shah as well, because the internet, they're gonna like shut it down, all that stuff. That's coming soon.
Right.
All right. So back to the history of Maccabees, we're gonna get to the victory because that's what the Lord did for us back then. He gave us a victory through Judas Maccabeus. All right. This gets first Maccabees 4:41. Right? So Mattathias' sons, he told them, listen, he said, call to remembrance the acts of your fathers. He listed out the acts of our forefathers that, you know, was righteous, did the work of the Lord, fear Yahweh Shem Shah, the Lord came through for them, all type of stuff, you know? Matter of fact, we gonna get that first, which I'll read. So you can what you got here. First Maccabees 2. And this is before Mattathias was dying. All right. So we're gonna get straight to the point with this, and everything's through the spirit. We didn't even steer off gear. It all lined up. First Maccabees 2:51. Call to remembrance. Matter of fact, verse 50. Now therefore, my sons, is Mattathias speaking to Judas, Maccabees, Eleazar, Johanan, Jonathan, Simon, right? His 5 sons. Right. It says, now therefore, my sons, be zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Very quick, get Revelation, the 12th chapter, in verse 12, no, 11. Or is it probably verse 10? One of those through the Spirit. We'll read that right quick. So, this us, we're doing that today. Okay, giving our lives for Yahweh Shem Shah, the laws, statutes, commandments. Okay, faith. All right, we're not going to get down with this shit because we fear the Lord, man. You got to keep reading that right quick.
Revelation chapter 12 and verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
So, St. John and Revelated let us see in those that overcame him. They won. They got the victory already. Yeah.
Right. It says, and by the word of their testimony, and they love not their lives unto the death.
They willing to die for this, man. And that spirit that's on us, brothers, man. And Lord will keep that spirit on us. We're willing to die for Yahweh Shem Shah. Die for this, man. That's what it is. All right, let's read this again. First Maccabees 2 and 50. Now therefore, my son, be zealous for the Lord. And give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall you receive a great honor and an everlasting name. What?
And in this time, what is that great honor, everlasting name we're going to get? We're going to get that crown, the kingdom of heaven. You see?
Joint heirs with Yahweh Shai.
So if our forefathers was dying for something they believed, for the covenant of their fathers back then, how much more now today when the kingdom of heaven is right around the corner?
Yep.
You see? So we should be fighting what? 100 times harder as our forefathers did back in the time of the Maccabees.
Should we say what? Seek him 10 times more?
That's right.
Okay. We got to go that much harder for Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. But the brothers beautifully broke down. I'll read on. It says, verse 52. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? You see that? So that's when the Lord told him to sacrifice Isaac, his only begotten. Okay, and he was going to do it. He didn't tell Sarah, of course, but he was going to do it. But then the angel of the Lord stopped him. Then offered a sacrifice so that the cup was passed from Yahweh at that time, because he was Isaac. But in any event, that was faith. That was him having I faith in the Lord, man. I'm gonna do this, man. He said, do it, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So that was a beautiful for righteousness, man. If you know, Joseph in a time of distress kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. So he's catching hell. You know, a wicked ass bitch wanted to deal with him, right? His master's wife, and he kept curving her to the point where she grabbed him by the thing, and he ran off and it ripped, and she said he raped, and they threw him into prison, but he kept faith and patience. He broke down Pharaoh's dream, and he made Lord over Egypt. And that was all that was ordained to happen to get us up in there. You know what I'm saying? Because we came in at 70 souls? And we left out a large multitude, man. And they ended up putting us in captivity because we grew so much. But our forefather Joseph, we still read about him to this day. All right? Phineas, our father, and being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of everlasting priesthood. I believe you saw that Jake, and was it a Midianite woman? You know, I'll go to the history again. Maybe I'll look it up.
Say it again?
With Phineas. I'm gonna find it. I'll wrong to side. Let me just type this in right quick. Yep, right here. Numbers 25. And let's start at verse, the Midianite woman. I'm making sure to the point. Verse 6, and behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought up his brethren, a Midianitish woman, in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through the man of Israel, and the woman through her belly, so the plague was stayed from the children of Israel, because he was commanded to do that. And it was going off. And back then, like, if one man in the circle goes off, the Lord starts judging all of us. He's like, why are you jacking us up? You know, so he said, he was fervent and zealous for the Lord's sake, for Yahweh Bashim Shai. He put him in death, man, right then and there. Okay? Let me see. Yeah, that's the point. Yep, that was the point. Let me see. Oh, verse 13, it says, and he shall have it, going to Phinehas, and the seed after him, even a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his power and made an atonement for the children of Israel. So Phinehas made that a quick atonement for us, man. And he got that everlasting priesthood. So he's a man of the Lord back today. Back to second chapter. Okay, and I'm at verse 54 again. Phinehas, our father, and being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. It's broken down. Numbers. It says, verse 55, Jesus, but that's going to Joshua, who fulfilling the word was made a judge in Israel. Okay, Caleb, for being witness before the congregation, received the inheritance of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elijah, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias and Azarias and Mishael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of the lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Okay, so now what you got?
I got precept just to match
Oh, yeah, bring it up.
It's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. You see, so just like how our forefathers got rewarded for being fervent for the Most High, right? We're going to get rewarded here today for being fervent for what? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, being fervent in this truth. Okay, we're going to be rewarded and not confounded, just like how our forefathers had. You see, and that's why scriptures say, Salakia is things that were written before time were written for our learning.
Romans 15 verse 4.
You see,
right.
So those things that was written, we got to take it and digest it and understand that the Most High got our back, and He's going to ultimately protect us here in these last days.
That's right. And I'm reading a little more on this, then we go back. First Maccabees 2, I'm going to read verse 65. Matter of fact, 64. Wherefore, ye my sons, be valiant and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory. And behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear to him always. He shall be a father unto you. As for Judas Maccabeus, he hath been mighty and strong, even from his youth up. Let him be your captain, and fight the battle of the people. Now, chapter 3, verse 1. Then his son Judas, called Maccabeus, rose up in his stead, and all his brethren helped him, and so did all they that held with his father, and they fought with cheerfulness the battle of Israel. Now, you read the different battles that we had. You had Epiphanes, Senate Gorgias, what's the other dude's name? Some of the L, Limus or some shit. Let me see. I know Gorgias is one of them fucking bastards. Oh, Lysias, all right? Amongst others that we was catching the victory over, man. And we battled some of the army of Syria, okay? So Judas Maccabeus fought countless battles through the spirit by Yahweh Shem Shai. We can read this quick precept, First Maccabees 4 and 41.
All right. This first Maccabees chapter 4 and 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight.
Salakia. Before that, Salakia, victory. I'm reading this right quick. Then we gonna get that. So it's one of the battles, the 3rd chapter. So First Maccabees 1 in verse 16. And when he came near to the going up of Beth Horon, Judas went forth to meet him with a small company. So he only had a small company with him. All right. Who, when they saw the host coming to meet them, said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day? Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few, and with the power of heaven, it is all one, to deliver with a great multitude or a small company. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength coming from heaven. Okay, so that's the strength come from heaven. Yahweh Shem Shai, the victory, man.
Right, and what does that small multitude represent? The remnant. The elect.
Right.
Okay, we're comparison to the 2/3, a small multitude, a small remnant.
A drop into a wave, man.
Right. You see? So what? Through Yahweh Shai, through Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, we're gonna receive that what? That victory over the beast, over Esau, Edom, over his mark and his image.
Right. We will get that too.
All right. And it's all through the will of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You see?
Yeah. Now let's get the victory right here. That happened during that time, right? Right here.
Verse 41.
Yep.
First Maccabees chapter 4, verse 41. Then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress until he had cleansed the sanctuary. So he chose priests of blameless conversation, such as had pleasure in the law, who cleansed the sanctuary and bear out the defiled stones into an unclean place. And when, as they consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, they thought it best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it, wherefore they pulled it down.
Hanukkah, dedication, they rededicated the temple. This is the rebuilding of the 2nd temple. Okay, it was a Roman sack in 66 AD to 70 AD, and now the 3rd temple is us brothers, man. All right, we read that earlier as well. You see that? So this is the victory. He cleansed it, dedicated it. He said, let's take this down and rebuild anew, man. All right, because they done violated it. Yeah.
That's what Yahweh Shai, if you look at it through the spirit, that's what Yahweh Shai is going to do with 2/3. Because Esau, Edom, being the heathen, right, being a heathen, is going to what? Defile his people. Well, what? That chip, all right, with the mark. Yeah. So him defiling his people, what the Most High got to do? He got to cleanse them. Listen, all right, you got to get cleansed. You got to get destroyed. And what's going to cleanse them? The fire. Okay, because fire is going to be a cleansing agent. All right. And what cleansed the earth during the first great death was water, the great flood. And what's going to cleanse the earth during this second great death? Fire. All right, through those ICBM nuclear missiles. Okay, and that's how the Most High is going to cleanse you 2/3. That's going to take that chip.
That's right. You got to literally get born again. You got to get
Right. It says, it's like it. Verse 44, and when as they consorted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profane, it's like I've read that already. It says, verse 46, and laid up the stones in a mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to shew them what to do with them. Then they took whole stones according to the law and built a new altar according to the former, and made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hollowed the courts. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table, and upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple.
So what they're doing, they rebuilding, rededicating everything, man. That's brother's reading right now.
Right.
Got it.
Come. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils and finished all the works which they had begun to make. Now on the 25th day of the 9th month, which is called the month of Casaliu, in the 148th year, they rose betimes in the morning and offered sacrifice according to the law upon the new altar of burnt offerings which they had made.
And on the 25th day of Casaliu, I believe years before that, around that time was Daniel, so that's when the Epiphanies started it. So on that same day they rededicated it, but years later. See, that's powerful. You got it.
It says, verse 54. It's like it. Look at what time and what day the heathen have profaned it. Even that day was, I read that already, right? It was dedicated with songs and citherns and harps and cymbals. Verse 55, then all the people fell upon their faces, worshiping and praising the Most High.
Okay, that's what we gotta do today as well, man. Praise him, because he will give us the victory again.
Right.
Got it.
Of heaven, who had given them good success.
Good success.
And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrificed the sacrifice of deliverance and praise.
Deliverance and praise, and also known as the festival or the Feast of Lights, because Judas Maccabees only had enough oil to last a day, but it lasted 8, man. Okay, it lasted 8. That was a miracle. All right. You gotta get.
Verse 56. And so they kept the dedication of the altar 8 days and offered burnt offerings with gladness and sacrifice the sacrifice of deliverance and praise. They decked also the forefront of the temple of crowns of gold and with shields in the gates and the chambers. They renewed and hanged doors upon them. Thus was there very great gladness among the people, for that the reproach of the heathen was put away.
And we will get the victory again in these days, and we're gonna have a whole new high holy day. Jeremiah 16 verse 14.
Right.
Okay. And we're gonna be decked. The kingdom gonna be decked out. We're gonna be praising y'all by Shemal Shah. You know. Yeah. We're gonna get one more after this. I don't know what to stop.
Come. Moreover, Judas and his brethren with the whole congregation of Israel ordained that the days of the dedication of the altar should be kept in their season from year to year by the space of 8 days from the 25th day of the month Casaliu with mirth and gladness. At that time also they builded up the Mount Sion with high walls and strong towers round about, lest the Gentiles should come and tread it down as they had done before.
See, during this, I think it's called the Hasmonean dynasty. Okay, during this time, we got semi-independence from the Greek Empire. All right, he was Maccabeus, man. He was a mighty man. He put fear in their hearts, man. Okay, you got it, King. We're gonna finish that chapter. I think it's a couple more verses. Right?
One more verse.
Yep, bring it out.
And they set there a garrison to keep it and fortified Bethsura to preserve it, that the people might have a defense against Idumea.
Idumea. Boom! So show you who the Greeks were. Now let's get Revelation 15 chapter and begin with that. Verse 1. Revelation 15 chapter. We start at verse 1, you know, the point, mainly I think 3 or 2. Yeah. It's like uncontrollable call.
Yeah, I hate those. Verse 1?
Yep.
Revelation chapter 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up with the wrath of the Most High.
Yep.
And I
Which
saw.
your brother broke that down too in the morning video lesson he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The 7th plague is going to the missiles.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast.
And them that had gotten the victory over the beast. So St. John the Revelator literally seeing those that got the victory, man. Ezra, second chapter, verse 42 on down, he saw those that got the victory, man. Getting crowned upon their heads. All right, so we will get the victory, man. No matter what. You got it, King.
It says, and had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of the Most High.
Yup, having the harps of the Most High. That's the point. All right. So Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai gave us, the hopeful elect, the victory, man. All right, brothers went through a lot of things today through Spirit. How y'all Bahashim Yahushai got a precept? You got anything else you can post it on?
I don't have
Cookie. All right. So we got the victory, man. All right. Brothers will get crowned if we endure. See that? We already got the crown. We just got to endure. All right. Through the hours of temptation, through Jacob's struggle, help break and lose. He's come down with that great wrath, trying to, sack the temple again. All right. He gonna do that, but we gonna literally get the victory over his devil. Like Judas Maccabeus said, what? Victory come from heaven, man. Come from Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. See that? So Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai gave us the victory already. It's already written. It's already ordained. It's predestinated. Okay? It's sanctioned in the heavens. It will happen. Thus save Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. So with that, you got any other closing statements?
Nah, that's all.
So with that, we're going to give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to the Heavenly Father.
Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakadash.
Double honor to the elders and apostles of great millstone, peace and salutation, like scattered abroad, pushing this truth and sincerity. With that, we can say shalom.
Shalom.
Wa baba ball.
Above a ball.
Call me Asherallah.
Call me Yasharallah.